What are we looking for again?
I don't know. Some ship crashed here.
Shit. Unidentified crashing objects?
UFOs.
How much you want to bet it's Russian?
They are aliens.
That would be nice. Smell that?
Smells like fish.
Definitely something fishy.
It's kind of making me hungry.
What are you doing?
I just got done taking a piss.
Wrap it up. I think I found something over here.
Okay, sorry. Wow.
And action.
The shot opens with a whip tilt from the sky. I call action mid-move to get the tail end of our alien to grab some interest at the beginning. Then the actor steps into frame. I rotate to the front of him to allow the other actor to step into frame, making sure I don't miss his line. I do a switch and walk forward up this hill so I can be more careful not to trip.
UFOs.
This whole shot really needed a grip to guide me.
They are aliens.
After the line about the alien, I let them pass and tilt up to show her. Switch back to standard as I walk close to her and lower the camera a bit. I'm waiting for her to move to cue me to start the camera moving backwards to hide another switch. The ground here was really sketchy. I try not to lose her as I follow along with her in profile. Once I get to the frame I wanted, I cue the actors.
And now.
And keep the movement going, switching the point of interest to the two men. I lead them for a bit, looking for the spot in the trail where I can do the pass by.
Definitely something fishy.
It's kind of making me hungry.
I let them walk off and try to hide my shadow here, although you can see it a little bit. I then have to back up to give the alien some space to pass by the camera. As soon as I see her in frame, I basically whip pan with her to keep her in frame, careful not to go too far and get my AC in the shot. I'm now following in profile, moving quickly because this was only to get us to the next spot. I had to be really careful not to kick the sled here, or hit it with my arm, and most importantly not to trip. I land as she lands at the small exit hole, and I pan with her as she passes by, as I hide another switch. Pull back wide to get the shot of both of them, and then cue the actors. Once he walks off, I push in and boom down to the alien to show her a relieved look, and to keep the movement going, as I reveal that she has been caught. I wanted her and the audience to realize at the same time. I then go back to the wide spot to get everyone in frame and grab their lines. I wanted to show that he was covering for her and that she could trust him.
Wrap it up. I think I found something over here.
Okay, sorry.
I used the actor's motion to get the camera closer and boom down to land on the two shot. Then I slowly push in for this moment. Once I think you got it, I whip tilt up to the sky so the video loops. We had to spend a bit of time blocking this part so that when I said action, you would see just enough of her without it being too much. And so the first actor would step perfectly into frame. You can see how close the batteries get to the Steadicam arm on this switch too. I had to be boomed down to the right height to get it to work. It did blow a shot or two. I really like how this walk and talk came out, but it was probably one of the more dangerous parts of the scene. It's hard to tell on video here, but it was on a really steep slope. So I had memorized where I was and what angle the camera needed to be at that point. They actually walk up this in a bit of an S pattern. I love the shot to reveal her. This part was also really dangerous. I actually slipped on a rock during one of these takes, but didn't fall. You actually can't even see the chip in the video, which is kind of cool. Although their search path doesn't make much sense, I really like how them popping out from the rocks looks. I told the actors to just be work friends as they talk here, and maybe talk about lunch or something. Since the alien makeup was fish inspired, they came up with this smells like fish line, and I liked it. I do the pass by here because there was really no other spot I could do it without them getting too close to the camera. I shot this on a 50mm equivalent lens. Hiding my shadow here was a real pain. I had planned the shot to be done at sunset so we would have the best lighting, but we had to do it earlier for logistical reasons. This caused there to be more and longer shadows that were quite hard to deal with. We tried to do this as fast as we safely could because it's just filler to get us to the other location. But that is one of the issues that comes up when you try to do it all in one shot. This part with the rocks we practiced a bunch of times in a different location, just a few feet away. The old spot was much easier to frame and looked better, but there was no way to hide my shadow at all. It landed right on the actress's face and looked horrible. So with our hard out approaching, I made the decision to move it to these rocks. We did some quick blocking changes and made sure there was enough space to be able to do the shots here. I did have to walk into some sketchy plants and deal with some random potholes, but it was better than the alternative. We then had enough time for one more take, so we went for it and ended up getting this shot.
Wrap it up. I think I found something over here. Okay, sorry.
There are some things I would change about this shot, but I'm proud of it.